Thank you. Thank you. I first want to thank my two close friends, Ted Nisi, John Bilella, because when I heard someone had to tell Jack White's story in about 2 minutes, I knew Ted and Johnny were the people to do it. Ted, you honored him. Thank you. And I want to congratulate Doug, Danielle, John, Chris, Jean, and Pam. It comes with more weight to have my dad inducted with a list of names like that. Danielle's right, we're a sucker for stories, so I'm going to tell you a story. April 12, 1992, early morning. I was a senior in high school, coming home way too late after being out with my friends, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I was 18, but still living under the rules and regulations of my parents, and it was past my curfew. So as I approached the house, I decided I was going to be slick. I put the car in neutral, killed the engine, shut off the lights so I could sneak in without waking up my parents. And as I came down the hill approaching my house, I could see through the picture window my dad putting on his shoes. The blood drained from my body. This was it. My father, a tough-as-nails hockey player for a LaSalle Academy and Boston University, was coming to cross-check me into oblivion. For a moment, I thought about turning the engine back on, gunning it, and driving to an undisclosed location to live out the rest of my life. As politicians, crooks, and fraudsters would tell you, Jack White was not to be trifled with. But I decided to face the music. I opened the door to my house, tried my best to play it cool. I said, hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. How's it going? How's it going, Dad? How's it going? After an excruciating pause, Dad, without looking up, says, I got a cryptic phone call. They captured Joe Malacone. Dad was not coming to hunt me down. At 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, he was going to work. And I knew in that moment, clear as day, that when Joe Malacone was returned to Rhode Island, I was going to send that man a fruit basket. Look, of course I knew who Joe Malacone was. You didn't grow up in the household of Jack White without having a sense of the world and who the players were. I mean, look, by the time I was in middle school, I could name you the Capos and the Patriarca crime family. It was a really enriching childhood. But that night was an important lesson to me. Let's be honest, at that point in his career, a respected investigative reporter, a Pulitzer Prize winner, a household name, he had plenty of scoops. Jack White could have phoned it in. But there he was in the middle of the night, about to drive from Cape Cod to East Providence because of a major development in a story he had been covering. Dad was incapable of phoning it in. He cared so much about his craft and had a deep respect for the power and reach of journalism. And I do wonder right now what Dad would think about the state of things today, and I'm pretty sure he'd be concerned. I know I am. Journalists do not work on commission. If we have a story that a lot of people read or gets high ratings, our paychecks do not change. But new platforms incentivize content creators to mislead people. They generate material that poses as news to stoke up anger and outrage because the more people that click and watch, the fatter their wallets. And it's an affront to the people like my father and to many of the people in this room who have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of truth, even when it's inconvenient. So look, a person of my dad's caliber could have gone anywhere to be a reporter, but he loved this state. Not only because, as the saying goes, Rhode Island is a reporter's playground, which it is, but because the kid from Pawtucket knew how much this place needed a watchdog. I'm obviously here in large part because of my father. Well, Mom, you had a big part in me physically being here. You're the best. I really appreciate all that work. But I embarked on this journey in news because Dad made this look so damn cool. And you know what? It is. Dad was old school. He never wanted to be part of a story, so he wasn't big on awards and recognition. But I can say, on behalf of my family, my mother Beth, my brothers John and Pat, my sister Elizabeth, who's here with her great daughter Isabella, my wife, my two amazing children, my wife Melissa, and my children Dylan and Eliza, my uncle Michael and his partner Cindy, that we are deeply touched by this honor. It allows us to celebrate and remember someone who was taken from us too soon. We cannot thank the Rhode Island Radio and Television Hall of Fame enough. I also want to acknowledge all my friends from Channel 12 who are here tonight, some of whom worked with my dad, and I've been honored to stand alongside for 17 years. One final note, that night in 1992, when I felt that cascading relief for escaping my demise, I began climbing the stairs to my bedroom. Dad grabbed his keys and turned around and said to me, "You know, you're not fooling anyone with the killing the engine business. You're late. We'll talk when I get back." As my kids would tell you, there are pitfalls to being the son of an investigative reporter, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Thank you very much.